Hey everyone, so I wanted to go over the meal plan for August, and I know this one says July, and it is July's meal plan, but I first wanted to show you everything that I put on the meal plan for July, and everything you see highlighted in yellow are meals we actually ate. So for the majority of the month, we actually ate most of the meals that were planned. We may not have eaten them in that order, but we did have them at some point in the month. Now, the ones that are not highlighted, I have no idea. I don't even remember what we would have had. We might have just went easy and just had sandwiches or something like that. I know there was a night we had a pizza, but even like right here where I scheduled Indian tacos with fry bread, we ended up just having tacos. So yeah, and some of the meals that were not um, used for the month of July that I had scheduled, I pushed out to August. So for like over here, the pulled pork sandwiches, I put on August's meal plan. So also the 23rd over here, the pea casserole, I made that for Glenn yesterday, and he's actually having leftovers today. So that's how July's meal plan went. We ate most of the stuff that was planned. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into the new meal plan for August. Okay, so let's move on to August's meal plan. And today is already the third, so you can see I already have some meals highlighted. On the first, which was Tuesday, we did have meatball sandwiches on the 31st of July, and then we had leftovers on the 1st of this month. And yesterday I made that pea casserole for Glenn, and I just had my tacos. I had beef and bean soft tacos, and today being the third, Glenn will eat his leftovers of that pea casserole, and I'll eat the leftovers of my tacos. For tomorrow, we have spaghetti and meatballs scheduled. And normally, when we make spaghetti, I just make enough for one night. We're not so crazy about spaghetti that we want to have it for 2 nights, but we are going to actually use those meatballs that we use for our meatball sandwiches. Glenn thought they had a good taste as well. I did also. And all it was is Walmart's Great Value brand of homestyle meatballs. So we're going to use those in the spaghetti. Saturday, I have a pork stir fry, and I'll just highlight the boxes as I go so you can follow along. Saturday, I have a pork stir fry, and you'll see in the grocery haul that I bought a pork tenderloin for that, and we already have bell peppers and onions. So, and I think I'll be using trying some of that hoisin sauce that I got at the pantry some time ago. I don't know if it was like a couple weeks ago. I may use that in there. And then Sunday the 6th, I have leftovers scheduled. I don't know if we will have leftovers, but if we don't, we'll always find a meal to have. And then Monday the 7th, I have chicken fajitas. I was going to make chicken fajitas for myself last night, um, but I wasn't feeling that great, and so I didn't make them. So I just put it on the meal plan as one of our regular meals. And then I have leftovers for Tuesday. Now, knowing Glenn is not that crazy about chicken, I don't know. He may want to try them on some corn tortillas. I think he'll try them on corn tortillas. If not, uh, uh, yes, that's Prissy meowing in the background. So, yeah, we'll see if he wants to go ahead and try those. And then I have couple weeks ago, I don't know how long ago, I bought that bag of Doritos, planning on making a taco pizza, which we never made the taco pizza because we made those Mexican pizzas on the tortillas. So we still have that bag of Doritos, and I think it was Corey who suggested a walking taco casserole or a walking tacos. Um, I'm gonna go ahead. Oops, I'm gonna go ahead and make a Dorito walking taco casserole, and I'm sure we're gonna have leftovers for that Thursday. Now, Thursdays is my pantry day, and sometimes it's my grocery shopping day. So I like to leave Thursdays a little easy. So I try to plan leftovers for Thursdays. And then that Friday, I've got a slow cooker roast beef open face sandwich. Um, when that last time, you probably don't remember, but I bought two roasts at reduced prices, and I cut one of them in half. And I'm pretty sure we still have one half of that roast in the freezer. So what I'm going to do is put it in the slow cooker with seasonings and everything, make some mashed potatoes, and make open face sandwiches with that. It'll probably be just enough for one night. Yeah, it'll probably be just enough for one night, so that's fine. I'm just trying to use stuff we already have so I don't have to buy a lot every week. And on this Saturday, I have beer brats and burgers on the grill. So, what we're going to do here, we already have a pack of brats. And by this time, I think I'll end up buying some ground beef and making some hamburgers. And then I think what we're going to do is get some couple bottles of beer and just put them in a pot and let the brats and burgers sit in there all day with some onions. And then we may just have that for lunch and for supper that day. Or if we just have it for supper, we'll most likely have leftovers on the 13th, which is that Sunday. So just scrolling up here. On the 14th, I have broccoli beef with white rice, and usually we'll have leftovers with that. Now, keep in mind when I have a meal plan with steak or beef or whatnot, it depends on what I can get the meat prices for. If I can't get a good sale, like for the broccoli beef, then most likely won't have it. So I most likely won't have it if I can't go to find a good sale on beef. All right, and then going to the 16th, which is a Wednesday, I have nachos. And then the 17th, I have country style. On the 17th, I have country style pork ribs and baked potatoes. Now, I like country style pork ribs better than baby back ribs. I think country style are delicious. We got them at one of our pantries one time, and they were so good. So I got that on the schedule. And then that Friday, I've got fish and chips, which most likely I'll have to buy fish, maybe some cod or something, nice thick white fish, and make some. It'll just be fish and chips, which is fish and French fries. And on the 19th, which is a Saturday, I've got pulled pork sandwiches there. And again, you'll see in the grocery haul that pork tenderloin, I'm going to cut it in half and use half for this pulled pork sandwiches. And on that Sunday, we may or may not have leftovers. If we don't, obviously, we'll just find something else to eat. And then on that Monday, the 21st, I have something from the Pioneer Woman. So if you remember, I received in the friend mail the cookbook from the Pioneer Woman, and I'd like to pick something out from that book to cook for supper. I've already got a couple of desserts I want to try, but I do want to try some of the meals as well. And then that Tuesday may or may not have leftovers depending on what I make. And then that Wednesday, I've got chili on the schedule. I don't know if I'm going to make it two ways or just one way. I'm actually normally when I make chili, I make Glenn his way and then I make mine my way. But I'm actually looking for a different recipe for my way. So we'll see what we do that time. And then the Thursday, which is again food pantry day, using leftovers. And then that Friday, we're now to the 25th, I have turkey Thanksgiving dinner. And the reason I put Thanksgiving dinner is last Thanksgiving, we got two turkeys from the pantries. We used one for Thanksgiving, and the other one is still in the freezer. So we want to get that used up before it gets like freezer burn or whatever. But that's going to be one of our meals, and it's basically going to be an entire Thanksgiving meal, and that's why I put Thanksgiving dinner. It's going to be the turkey, the mashed potatoes, if Glenn wants his homemade stuffing, cranberries, candied yams, corn, all that good stuff we normally would have for Thanksgiving. So we'll have it that day, obviously leftovers. And once we hit that first night of leftovers, I'm sure we'll use some for uh, turkey sandwiches and a couple other meals. But if we don't want to, we can always freeze the rest for another month's meals. So we'll see what we do at that time. And then since I'm making that turkey dinner, I'll be making enough mashed potatoes where on that Sunday I can make chicken patties. Then that Monday, again, depending on the price, if I can get a good sale on a steak or something. Glenn's ma used to make a meal with steak and noodles. The noodles are the butter noodles, the egg noodles. I don't know what you call them, but the no yolks. And he loves the way she made them. I've never been able to make them that way, but I'm going to try to make some kind of steak and noodles. So yeah, again, depending on the price of whatever kind of steak, I think sirloin. If I can get a good sale, if not, we may have to push it out because steak is too expensive. And then that Wednesday, I have a casserole. I don't know what kind of casserole I'll be making, but it's going to be a casserole. And the last day of the month, the 31st, will be leftovers. So that is the meal plan for the month of August. And so far, we're on track, eating everything on the schedule. But as you know, the meal plan is a guide. I see it as a guide. So if you're stuck on what to have, you can just go to your meal plan and this is what was scheduled. So let's just have that. My weekly grocery shopping is based on one, things we run out of, just staples like sugar, butter, and all that we may run out of, and two, things we need for our meal plan for the following week. All right, so again, that's the meal plan, and let's head into the grocery haul. Before I get into this week's grocery haul, I'd like to wish Lily a happy birthday or happy belated birthday. Lily's birthday was a couple of days ago. So if you'd like to wish Lily a happy birthday, drop it down in the comments. I hope you had a wonderful day, Lily, and happy belated birthday. All right, everyone. So now that I've gone over the meal plan with you, here is our weekly grocery haul. Our budget for this week was $55, and I spent $41.99. All right, so some of this, I decided what I'm going to do is every week when I do our weekly shopping, I'm going to spend at least $5 on a stock up item. So it's not anything we need. It's, need at that time. It's not anything that's scheduled into our meal plan. It's just something that I think we need to stock up on. So I started this week and I got a couple items. So I'll let you know what items are stock up. But some of this stuff we were just out of. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing is butter. We are totally out of butter. Well, we do have one stick of butter left, but I was going to use it to make that big box of brownie mix that I was sent from Sam's Club. I was going to make the one of the ones on the side, and I needed more butter for it, so I didn't make it yet. Then I was going to make it today, but it is so hot I don't want to turn on the oven. So I'm not making it today. But nonetheless, besides that one stick, we were out of butter. I got Land O'Lakes because it was basically the same price as the Kroger brand. It was on sale. So I got one box of Land O'Lakes butter. And I got a pork tenderloin. This is 2 pounds, basically just over 2 pounds. And as As you saw on the meal plan, I have pork stir fry scheduled for sometime, I think this weekend sometime. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut this in half. And then I have pulled pork scheduled for later on in the month. So I'll use half of this for pulled pork later in the month and half for our pork stir fry. Now what I'm going to do is cut it in half this way. And then when I make the pork stir fry, I'm going to cut it again this way, the thickness. And that'll give me more pieces of pork for the stir fry. So that's what I got that for. So this was like $10.18. So for each different meal, it would have been $5.09. All right, I got a loaf of bread, fairly cheap. It was like $1, little over $1. So I just like to have ready-made bread in the house. And then I got a 4-pack of avocados. One, just because I like to have avocados in the house. And two, I do have that Dorito walking taco casserole scheduled for next week sometime, I think. And might want some for guacamole or something. Now, I am just about out of sugar. So, yeah, I don't have very much left, maybe a cup or so. So I got this 10-pound bag of granulated sugar. And then I'll get to the cheese in a minute. What a great deal on that cheese. So, also got Parmesan cheese. We have spaghetti and meatballs scheduled for tomorrow night, I think. And the last, I don't know how many times we've had spaghetti, we have not had any Parmesan cheese, and I love Parmesan cheese on my spaghetti. To me, I think it makes it, and we just haven't bought any. So I told Glenn this time, I'm buying Parmesan cheese for the spaghetti. I don't care. So that's for that, and then we'll have it in the refrigerator for how long? This one will probably last a year, as few times as we have spaghetti. And then Glenn was out of picante sauce. This is hot picante sauce. So I got him one of those. And this week's stock up items, I stayed under $5. And I got these 2 cans of red enchilada sauce. So I do not have enchiladas on the meal plan for this month of August, and I don't have any plans for any use of this, but we never actually have stock on this. So I like to have some on hand just in case we want to change up a meal and say, hey, chicken enchiladas sound good. So that way I already have some sauce on hand. So again, enchilada sauce, my stock up item for this week. 2 cans. And we actually don't use a lot when we make enchiladas. We don't like it real soggy. So I don't put a lot of enchilada sauce. So this is just a 10-ounce can, and that will be plenty for us. All right, so let's get to the cheese. This is a 2-pound bag, 32 ounces. Of 4 cheese Mexican blend. It's got Monterey Jack, cheddar, queso quesadilla, and asadero cheese. So this week, Pick and Save, who is owned by Kroger, some of the brands we have are still Roundy's from when it was Pick and Save, and some say Kroger on some items. So this week's digital deal, this was, to me, the best digital deal this week. Digital coupon for $4.99 for a 2-pound bag of shredded cheese. And this was the only 4-cheese Mexican bag left. And this was the only bag that had the finely shredded cheese. That's the one we like. But if it was like the bigger shredded cheese, I would have got that if that's all there was. But $4.99 for a 2-pound bag of cheese. That's an awesome deal. I wished the budget was more because I would have got more bags and then we would have been set on cheese for a long time. But I spent $41.99 of the $55 budget, but I like to keep a little bit just in case we need a little bit before next week's grocery haul, basically. Now, I had a couple other things on the list to get, and I chose not to get them. One was eggs. We still have quite a few eggs, and sometimes we go in spurts of making deviled eggs, egg salad, so I use a lot at one time, so I wasn't sure whether I wanted to get any more or not. So I chose not to get any more eggs. Right now we probably have a good, I don't know, we probably have at least 18 eggs. So I did not pick up any more eggs. And then milk, there was a digital coupon for $1.29 on the half gallons, which is what we get. But I know we have another half gallon in the freezer. I know I just put a brand new half gallon in the refrigerator. And most of the time at the food pantry, the afternoon one, they give you a half gallon of milk. So we weren't in dire need of the milk, so I chose not to get that. And then bell peppers were 99 cents each on a digital coupon. We already have some. I probably still kind of regret not getting more because I could have just cut them up and froze them. But that's okay. So I'd just like to keep a little bit left in case we need something. All right, so basically the pork tenderloin is for meals on the meal plan. Everything else are basically staple items that we were running out of or ran out of. Cheese, I just used the last of our shredded cheese today from the last time I bought a pound of cheese. So that is this week's grocery haul. And again, $41.99 out of a $55 budget. Basically just buying what we need to get us by. Yeah, so all right, so that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking that time out of your day. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.